Story begins with a young woman sitting quietly by her window, lost in thought. She's been through 3 breakups, each one leaving a different mark on her heart. The pain is still fresh, but there's a quiet determination in her eyes. She wonders if love is truly meant for her or if she's destined to walk alone. Yet even as she reflects on the heartbreak, she can't help but dream about a future where happiness is possible. This is not just a story of loss, but of hope that refuses to fade. First breakup was unexpected. She had believed in forever, but forever ended with a single conversation. The pain was sharp and confusing, making her question her worth. Friends tried to comfort her, but the silence in her room felt louder than any words. Still, she learned that endings can also be beginnings, even if they don't feel that way at first. This experience taught her about resilience and the importance of self-love, even when love from others disappeared. After the first heartbreak, she tried to rebuild her life. She picked up new hobbies, reconnected with old friends, and started focusing on her career. There were days when memories haunted her, but she kept moving forward. Each small step was a victory, and she began to see herself in a new light. The world felt bigger, and possibilities seemed to open up, even if she was still healing inside. Just as she started to feel whole again, love found her once more. This time she was cautious but hopeful. The relationship brought laughter and comfort, but it also brought new challenges. When the second breakup happened, it was less shocking but more disappointing. She wondered if she was the problem or if love was simply not meant for her. Still, she refused to let bitterness take root. Letting go the second time was different. She realized that every relationship teaches something valuable even if it ends. She learned to set boundaries, to communicate better, and to recognize her own needs. The pain was still there, but it was mixed with gratitude for the growth she experienced. She started to see breakups not as failures, but as steps toward becoming her best self. Despite her fears, she opened her heart again. The third relationship felt different, more mature, more honest. She was careful, but she allowed herself to be vulnerable. For a while it seemed like things might finally work out, but life had other plans, and the third breakup arrived quietly, leaving her feeling empty and exhausted. She questioned if she had any strength left to try again. After 3 breakups, she stood in front of the mirror, searching for answers. She saw not just the pain, but also the strength that had carried her through. She realized that her journey was unique and that her scars were proof of her courage. Instead of hiding from her past, she began to embrace it, understanding that every experience had shaped her into the woman she was becoming. During her toughest moments, she leaned on her support systems. Friends, family, and even colleagues offered comfort in small ways: a kind word, a shared meal, a listening ear. She learned that healing doesn't have to be a lonely journey. The love she received from others reminded her that she was valued, even when romantic love seemed out of reach. Slowly, she began to rediscover joy in everyday moments. A walk in the park, a favorite song, or a new book brought smiles back to her face. She realized that happiness could be found outside of relationships and that her life was full of possibilities. This newfound joy gave her the energy to dream again and to believe that the future could still hold something beautiful. With her heart slowly healing, she started setting new goals for herself. She focused on her career, personal growth, and hobbies that made her feel alive. Each achievement, no matter how small, was a reminder of her strength. She learned to celebrate herself and to appreciate the journey she was on, even if it didn't look like what she once imagined. As time passed, hope quietly returned. She no longer saw her past as a series of failures, but as a collection of lessons. She allowed herself to imagine a future where love could exist again, but this time she would enter it as a stronger, wiser person. The idea of a new beginning no longer scared her, it inspired her. She realized that happiness was something she could define for herself. It didn't have to depend on anyone else. She found fulfillment in her passions, her friendships, and her own company. This shift in perspective changed everything. She was no longer waiting for someone to complete her, she was already whole. Looking back, she saw her journey with new eyes. The pain, the growth, the moments of doubt, all of it had a purpose. She understood that love is not just about finding the right person, but also about becoming the right person for herself. With this wisdom, she felt ready to face whatever the future might bring. Now she walks through life with an open heart. She's not searching desperately for love, but she's open to the possibilities it might bring. She trusts herself to handle whatever comes, knowing that she has survived before and will thrive again. Her story is one of resilience, hope, and the courage to keep moving forward. In the end, after 3 breakups and countless tears, she still wants a future. But now her vision of the future is brighter and more authentic. She knows that love may come or go, but her happiness is hers to create. Her journey is a testament to the power of hope and the belief that after every ending, a new beginning awaits.